Hey everybody, Kellen Harned, Ryan Hoke here. It's 5-0 Tuesday.
Can you believe it? We are on day 2 of Derby week already.
I'm tired already.
Day 3 if you count Pegasus Parade.
I think we have to count that, right?
We do. So this is a 7-day week for us here.
Well, you know, folks that are settling in, jump in, share this. We know a lot of you looking forward to going to the track at some point, and some of you just enjoying it from home, and that's why we're here, because we're going to be broadcasting it all. We've been out there the last 2 days. We're out there the rest of the week, all the way through Saturday, bringing you the sights, the sounds. Unfortunately, television can't bring the smells just yet.
The sweats.
The sweats. It was hot today, and it's only going to get hotter. I mean, I'm actually dreading Derby, I think. I'm glad it's dry, but it's like near 90.
That'll be nearly 10 degrees warmer than it was today. And that's with people wearing suits and hats and all their festive apparel. So get ready, folks. Make sure you have a plan to stay hydrated and cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think people out there don't have problems staying hydrated. I don't know if it's the right thing.
Water, drink plenty of water.
Yes. But jump in if you have questions. We're going to get to some of your questions. We'd be happy to answer them. We are obviously going to go through the Oaks Day rain chance and even a small rain chance for Derby Day. All right.
That's indeed what we're going to do. So let's kind of start off with the bottom line here. This is what you'll see in our Wave Weather app and on TV here. We've got that 70% chance of rain and thunder for Oaks Day. Derby Day still looking okay. I'm going to call that a decent day. Yeah. But we are not confident enough to take out that rain chance to get to that point.
Well, and we may, we discussed that today. Would we leave it in? Would we take it out? We decided to leave it in because during the afternoon, we warm up enough where there could be enough instability that we trigger a shower. So until we get another round of data in, which could happen as early as tonight at 11 o'clock, we may take it out then. We may wait till tomorrow to take it out, but we'll just see what the data trends, and that's been leading us all this time. So we're looking at least a wet period on Oaks Day. It's not a complete washout. And I think that's important to note too, because some people are now like, well, maybe we need to shift gears. Will we go to the track? Should I get rid of my tickets? Do I need to go? And we're going to just walk you through what we know now. So you see the snapshot. Obviously, temperatures will be warming up the next several days. We made it into the 80s across the area today. We're now at 75.
Yeah, and 79 was the high temperature here in Louisville, at least. It may tick up to 80 with that 8 o'clock update. I haven't seen that yet. But as you'll zoom out, I mean, look out to our west. They have another day of blockbuster, awful severe weather from Iowa down toward just north of the Big Bend of Texas there. It has been the norm this week for them to see severe weather.
Well, I mean, after what we saw unfold out of Nebraska and Iowa, what a terrible deal they've been dealing with. And here it is again, same zone, and it goes all the way down into the heart of Texas. And it's just a wicked scenario with severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings. Nothing quite like the outbreak we saw just a few days ago. But that is the target zone simply because of the ingredients that have been in place in the atmosphere. This is the pattern that we're in. So, and they're dealing with the severe weather. We're not. By the time these ripples get to us, it's much weaker. Comes in as rain, which we saw some last night. We've got additional rain chances, obviously, later in the week.
Yeah, we just don't have the upper air support for severe weather around here, which is fantastic news. But you'll see again tomorrow out from near Dodge City, Kansas, down toward just north of Woodward, Oklahoma there, another enhanced risk there, and then a marginal risk that could get upgraded there on Thursday. So that's kind of out there. They say the weather goes from west to east, so we kind of look to our west, and you'll see that active weather there. Yes, that does mean we'll see some more active weather here by Oaks Day, but the severe weather part of that will be missing, as we just mentioned. All right, so let's go through it day by day.
Yeah, well, let's do that. And, today was a big day. It's 5-0 Tuesday. They pay sort of homage to the area code 502. Each race gets a name that sort of bids hello to long-lasting businesses. Air Ecstasy was one, Toy Tiger, Jim Porter's Good Times Emporium. Those were the final three, I know, because we were out for those. There were others. There was a race of 9 on the card today. They set a record attendance for 5-0 Tuesday, 15,391. So that was up almost 400 from last year.
That's pretty good, given a day that really didn't exist a few years ago and is kind of new to us, and folks are finding out about it.
Absolutely. Tomorrow's what we call Champions Day, and there you see the forecast. It's going to be warmer than today by about 5 degrees. We warm it up to 85. If you're headed to the track tomorrow, plan accordingly. Wear something cool. Do not wear the dark colors tomorrow. Today, sort of got away with it. Tomorrow, No, too warm for the dark colors, maybe too warm for the jacket out there. Just enjoy the day. We hit Thurby, which I think is good. Everybody out there today, it seems, said, you know what, we'll see you on Thursday.
Oh, yes.
And everybody I know seems to be going on Thursday. So it's the new Oaks, the new Louisville's Day at the races, and that gets earlier and earlier.
They keep shifting it along here as they add more days to the card during the
I
week.
thought it might be opening night this year. It's like that was packed with a lot of
give it a
locals.
couple of years, we'll be there.
I think you're right. But Thurby's a big day, and it is going to be packed, I think. I mean, first of all, the weather looks spectacular.
Yeah, almost not a drop of rain in sight here. The only reason we have a 10% chance in there is because of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm that may try to break through the cap, if you will, during the afternoon. This is almost a summertime setup where you get these afternoon pop-up storms, highs in the upper 80s, a little bit of humidity punching in there as well. This will feel more like Thurby's in June than in May. So that brings us to the all-important Thurby, Oaks, and Derby rain chance graph that we spend a lot of time updating here on Derby Week each and every year. And that big spike on Oaks Day is something that we didn't want to put in there, but has to be there, 70% chance. What we've done today, what you may have noticed, is that we've shifted it back a little bit. So it's happening a little earlier in the day, back meaning toward the left of this graph here. So it's more so like late morning, midday, early-ish afternoon when we would have that highest rain chance. And that leaves the race itself, I think the post time on Oaks Day is 5:51 p.m., a little bit drier. Again, this is not a washout. It's not going to rain wall to wall all day long or anything like that. But we'll have some clusters of rain and thunder, and some of these showers and thunderstorms could put down some briefly heavy rainfall.
Well, it's important to note, even though that the trend takes the rain chance down, it doesn't go away. We're still holding on to that 40-50% chance, even at Oaks time. So right now, with the data that we have, which is limited, and we saw this come in with the evening run of the data last night, I made some adjustments. We're always adjusting this graph here because I really think this tells the story. And a couple years ago, we started doing it hour by hour for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and this really paints the picture of what we think the weather is going to do. So the wave of precip moves in on Friday. Timing that is still tough, even this far out. Obviously, by the time we hit Wednesday into Thursday, Friday will come much more into clarity. But for now, this wave of rain, at least the sort of main push, comes in late morning into the afternoon, and then the rain chance fades a bit. Doesn't go completely away, but it fades a bit. And that's where you see that sort of playing out at about a 30 to 40% chance around that 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m. time frame, right into midnight. So for the Oaks races, Ryan mentioned, for the galas, there's still going to be some scattered activity around. And then we lower the rain chance down Friday night into the overnight, and then you'll see that little blip back up on Derby Day. And that's simply, this is what we were talking about earlier, is we may be able to wipe that completely out. The data's still not in favor of taking it out completely yet, which is why you see that small little bump up with the heating of the day. So that would be in the afternoon around that 3, 4, 5 p.m. time frame where we put just a little spike in there for scattered downpours. That's only a 30 to 40% chance. So that's the important part, is note the percentages on the far right-hand side of your screen, left-hand side of your screen. That's what you have to pay attention to. You start to get into that 60, 70%. That's a good bet we're going to have some rain. And the timing of that is on Oaks Day.
So ponchos, bring them with you for Oaks Day. You might need them at some point here. There's another way to kind of play out the Oaks forecast here, also adding in the temperatures. You'll notice temperatures are in the 70s. There may be points where we dip back down into the 60s when some of these heavier rain showers are moving through. Keep that in mind. The temperature graph for the day is not going to be like a nice smooth line. There's going to be lots of ups and downs as these off and on rain showers and thunderstorms move through. So just keep that in your back pocket there.
Generally in the 70s, and that'll feel pretty good.
Yeah, it will. So we'll see some 60s at times, though. But you'll see here on the Oaks and Derby Futurecast, we do start out in the 60s in the morning. We do see the rain try to move in. You'll see the GFS here. This model tries to keep us a little cool through about midday here, and we will see those periods of rain. This is not what we call a convection allowing model or a CAM, so it can't see like the individual storm cells or anything like that. It just paints with a super broad brush. We're not to the point where we can show you you those individualized, sort of futurecast radars, if you will, that show the individual storm cells. We'll get into that likely starting tomorrow. So keep that in mind as you're kind of making your plans. We're not there yet. Keep checking back for updates. This is kind of a snapshot of what the race may look like. Temperatures in the 70s, still with some showers and thunderstorms in the vicinity here. And then this starts to depart overnight. If this happens the way this model has it right here for Derby, this would be what I called at 7 o'clock the Goldilocks zone. You would have the rain to our east. You'd have some rain with a stalled front to our south. You'd have another impulse of energy with rain to our west. But where do we find ourselves? In just the right spot in the middle.
In the horseshoe.
In the horseshoe. We'll call this, instead of the Goldilocks zone,
Goldilocks is good.
The horseshoe of good luck. I don't know.
But one thing you might notice on the models, and again, trends far out are important. And we notice that the rain on what would be our Sunday chance out to the west on Saturday is fading. So that, again, is if you look back yesterday, even earlier today, that was a more solid picture of rain back that way. So the latest runs coming in are breaking that up. That trend may continue. That's what we're banking on. If that happens, the Derby Day rain chance, again, stays very low for us, and so would Sunday, consequently.
Yeah, wouldn't that be helpful to have like kind of a decompressed day after Derby for so many folks? The folks who are working out at the track, or first responders, to have a nice day outside post Derby.
Are people working?
People are working.
I didn't know people even were working. Everybody was at the track. I thought only like fire, EMS, and TV people were the ones working.
I was going to say, I heard the mayor say like all the police officers are working on Derby. All the TV people are working on Derby. It sounds like everybody's working to me. That's all the people I know.
All hands on deck around
right.
here.
It's our busiest time of the year. This is like Louisville Super Bowl. Now, I'm going to put this on your screen with just a word of caution. This is one model run rainfall here, and I'm not even going to put numbers on it, but just to give you an idea, there could be some heavier zones, maybe not here in Louisville, this will shift likely, that could go 1 inch plus on Friday, and some of those heavier thunderstorms and downpours. Just keep that in mind as well. This is not a huge deal at the moment, just something to track heading into tomorrow when we get more of that finite data that we can look at.
And that higher resolution data is what really helps when you're trying to be as precise as you can. We're being as precise as we can now, and even taking some stretches by trying to put percentages on certain hours this far in advance. But we thought we'd give you what our sort of best guess is at this point. No model data is breaking it down this finely at this point. You'll notice on Derby Day, we do maintain the 20 to 30% chance again through the heating of the day. Why? Well, what's going to happen is we wind up seeing some cooler air push in aloft. We warm because we are going to have some sunshine. Those thermals will rise, and that's where we get the, obviously, condensation. That gives us the cloud. That can give us a couple of downpours, and it can grow strong enough to even give us a little bump of thunder on some occasions. That's that 20 to 30% chance. Question is, will that happen? And that's a question mark. Right now, we're trending that down.
And let's hope that we can continue to do that. That looks like a decent bet. This is just a quick look at next week, because I know a lot of folks are asking in the comments. In fact, I've got Brandon Smith here saying, hey, the CSU models have me worried about Tuesday, Wednesday for severe weather. Yes, we saw them as well. The CSU MLP, that's like an AI learning module for severe weather outlooks. It's basically a machine saying, here's where we think severe weather will be at some point. Yes, some of those are definitely showing kind of a
Tuesday is the main day that it looked like.
Yes, Tuesday around here. And you'll see that, of course, the European model here does have some thunderstorms in the vicinity, possibly Wednesday as well. We will see how that shakes out. It is just too early for us at this point to really make any sort of accurate assessment on that.
So Ronaldo is asking, so is there a threat of severe weather or tornado threat on Friday Oaks? And the answer to that is no.
No,
so
not at this point.
We wouldn't see that on Oaks Day, though it does look like we will have the rain, even limited with the thunder possibility for Oaks Day.
It's there. It's something to watch, but we're not jumping up and down scared of it or anything like that at this point. The reason we would have a stronger storm or two on Oaks Day would just be because of like downburst winds or something like that. Not a huge deal.
All right, let's see who else is in. Shonda saying hello from Jeffersonville. Hello. I always appreciate Shonda jumping in. Hello from Cloverport. We'll say hello to Jason. Thank you. And Michael's saying, hey, it was such a nice day today. Enjoyed a nice round of golf.
Yeah, pre-PGA there, yes.
Yeah, that's coming up next.
Can you believe that? It has just been one event after another in this town this year. I love it.
And then, of course, David's saying it's going to be a hot one. Yeah, Thurby is going to be hot. I got to figure that out. I'm not going to stand out there in a suit on that day.
Oh, now I'm really curious as to what you're going to wear.
I'm just saying I might take the jacket off.
John Bull was talking about tank tops on TV, and I'm over here like,
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever in my life worn it. Maybe when I was like 3 or 4 worn a tank top. Not a tank top guy, but
it was the 70s and 80s.
I always tease John. All right. There's not a ton of questions in here. Oh, there's Todd Richmond saying, I talked to your predecessor. So he's talking to Craig Edwards, folks
Craig.
that may have been around a while. Craig's down in Nashville. And there's Connie from Lebanon. I got a lot of family down in Marion County.
Yes,
so
you do.
Right back at you.
I felt like I met 3,000 of your cousins at the Ham Days parade when we went a few years back. I loved it.
Yes. There's the Josh and Fringe show saying, will Tuesday be a tornado outbreak?
That's too early to say at this point.
Yeah. Again, limited data. We're a week away, more than a week away. So very tough to pinpoint that. Right now, here's the deal on that. We use AI.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of the guidance helps to steer us in that. So that's about all we have at this point is what has happened in the past. So when the models, AI models, look at that, they can kind of pinpoint an area that under the same conditions that have been replicated by what the models are saying it's going to. So now we're in this game of like phone, right? Like, how does it really end?
It's true. Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. I likened it yesterday on this very broadcast here to sort of a train. You don't know where the caboose is going to end up until you know where the engine is going. Which part of the track, which part of the switch are we going to go off of here? So you can't know what's going to happen until you get through what happens on Friday, until you get through the weekend here to really see how next week is going to shape up. Yes, there is some potential there, but it's not anything that I would be super worried about at this point. Just kind of bookmark it, keep checking back. That's what you should be doing for the Oaks Day forecast. That's what you should be doing for next week with us here.
Yeah, no question. All right. There's the 10-day. We're going to be back on. We wanted to do this each night this week so we could just jump in for those that are making plans, whether you're hosting your own Derby or Oaks parties, or whether you're going to the track or somewhere in between. And we thought, you know what? Let's each night get on here. We're not looking. Usually we're only on here in the evenings for severe weather, but you'll find Brian Good on here every morning. It'll be Ryan or myself or both of us in the evenings, giving you at least an update so you know what our latest thinking is as we roll into Oaks and Derby days coming up this Friday and Saturday. So plan for a poncho on Friday at this point.
Because you can't take umbrellas into Churchill Downs. Keep that in mind, folks.
Good to know.
Yep, there you go. So that's a look at our forecast here on the busiest week of the year in Louisville. Get pumped up. This is exciting. The, of course, greatest event here in the city happening on Saturday after what could be rain at times on Friday.
All right. We'll say goodbye for now. We appreciate everybody jumping in and saying hello, and we'll let you go, but count us back in tomorrow evening right here. And if you want to jump in for Brian, he's usually on between 9 and 10 each morning. So happy Derby week, everybody. 5-0 Tuesday in the books, and we're back with Champions Day tomorrow.
See you guys.